Hello there, and welcome to Negotiating in North America template. Before we dive into it, let me introduce myself first. My name is Aleksandra Panic, the head of product at Procurement Tactics, and your guide in this template. It's wonderful to have you here. The team at Procurement Tactics has over 20 years of experience in procurement and negotiations, which means we have a thing or two to teach. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Before we start with this template, I would first like to introduce you to the concept of culture. Culture is a shared generational identity among a group of people that influences the way they think, act, and interact with others. Since culture plays a big role in shaping a person, their decisions, and their behaviors, it also significantly shapes how they handle their business matters and negotiations. A person's culture informs us about their negotiation goals and how they manage their negotiations, along with various other aspects of their behavior. Today, we're focusing on negotiating in North America. Now, a short disclaimer. In our pursuit to teach you about cultures, we acknowledge that although it is a significant factor, we cannot attribute everything solely on cultural differences. The template that I'm guiding you throughout today is Culture and Negotiation Styles in North America. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the culture of North American people. Generally, North American culture values individualism, innovation, freedom, and diversity. This applies to both their personal and professional lives. They tend to express their ideas freely and are persistent, which encourages their individualistic identities. However, teamwork and collaboration are still valued, developing a culture of cooperation and collective success. North American business cultures involve clear and transparent communication in achieving tangible outcomes. They emphasize efficiency and results, with innovation and entrepreneurship being encouraged. North Americans often like to do business with a direct contact person in their own country. This can be done with your own branch or through collaboration with a distributor or commercial agent. Now, let's look at cultural patterns. First things first, we have values. They value efficiency and rapid success, so they don't like wasting time and are straightforward in their communication. However, small talk is encouraged. They focus on economic performance in workplaces and negotiations. They also like data and statistics, which keeps work culture objective and equal. Although seniority is respected to some extent, it's not strictly followed and does not play a vital role in their decision making. What about their manners and customs? When it comes to time, North Americans prioritize time, management, and punctuality, considering delays and lateness disrespectful, with some exceptions for certain social gatherings. For them, initiating conversations with strangers without formal introductions is quite common. However, speaking loudly on cell phones in public spaces is deemed rude. Topics such as weight, age, and personal finances are considered off limits, and discussing them might be seen as invasive or offensive. Talk about general things instead. As for their ways of thinking, North Americans are influenced by a mix of individualism, pragmatism, and optimism. They tend to prioritize personal goals and autonomy, valuing innovation, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance. Problem solving is approached with a practical mindset, seeing efficiency and effective solutions. Additionally, there's a strong belief in the possibility of success and progress, fueling a can-do attitude and a willingness to take risks in pursuing goals. Finally, we have relationship and negotiation styles. How do North Americans negotiate? North Americans are generally approachable people, even in business settings and negotiations. Although they put value in developing and maintaining good interpersonal relationships, they also tend to be more individualistic and results-driven when compared to other cultures. Furthermore, North American negotiators do not allow much time for familiarization. Initial pleasantries are enough for formalities. The way you handle yourself with them lets them understand your reputation in their minds. So be sure to establish your reputation with them before anything else. Now, when it comes to negotiations, North American negotiators usually employ a distributive or competitive negotiation style. Additionally, the competitive nature or business environments in the United States, where competition is often fierce and success is highly valued, can influence negotiators to adopt a more assertive and competitive approach. So, how do we overcome these barriers? To overcome barriers in North American negotiations, it's essential to prioritize clear and open communication. Establishing trust and rapport with counterparts is crucial, as North Americans value honesty and transparency in negotiations. Be flexible and willing to explore creating solutions for bridging gaps and differences in perspectives. Understand cultural nuances and adapt your approach accordingly for smoother negotiations. Finally, come on time and be prepared. Do not ask about sensitive topics and be straight to the point. Now that you have grasped the basics of the cultural negotiation in North America, let's introduce the three chosen countries. First up, we have the United States. Regional influences, cultural heritages, and company cultures influence the way that they negotiate. Because of the regional diversity of the US, there are many different styles in which the people can negotiate because of these factors. They have a competitive negotiation style, which makes them focus on immediate outcomes and prefer quick negotiation processes. They also tend to haggle and bargain for the best possible benefits. Aside from these, US negotiators are task focused and individualistic, often preferring to get tangible benefits beyond only focusing on establishing long term relationships. They tend to prepare a lot before negotiation processes, where they tend to ask many questions and expect you to do the same. The negotiation process tends to be short and efficient. When having negotiations with them, please do. Be positive and friendly. Be willing to bargain over individual items. Make a little small talk during dead air silences. Be a little persistent in some situations, such as bargaining or putting forward your intentions in the negotiation. Listen to others. Prepare and do your research. Be prepared to walk away. Pay attention to body language. And please don't give misleading information. Be late in business negotiations. Talk too much in negotiations. Stare at people. Be too emotional. Have an all or nothing attitude. Be unreasonable with your demands, take anything personally, or rush the negotiation. Second, we have Canada. You may see the differences in negotiations attitude because of the diverse groups in Canada. Relationships in Canada are given moderate importance. However, this depends on certain factors. For instance, Anglo-Canadians tend to build relationships during negotiations, while French-Canadians may prefer to establish a relationship before negotiations. When it comes to negotiation attitudes, Canadians focus equally on the long-term and short-term benefits. Preparation and information gathering takes a little longer compared to other countries. Contrary to the preparation, the negotiation itself is usually fast. Canadian negotiators see time as money, so negotiations are quick and effective. If follow-ups are needed, these are usually done through email or phone. They also do not like bargaining or haggling. When having negotiations with them, please do. Be honest and share information when needed. Be confident. Be forward with intentions and suggestions. Make appointments beforehand. Be punctual. Dress appropriately and conservatively. Frequent eye contact. Give business cards when meeting for the first time and contribute to discussions. Please do not hide information intentionally, interrupt them, show anger or irritation, lie or waste time, give gifts or bribes, use your fingers to point at them, be confrontational and competitive, initiate physical touch, be too early. Then we have Mexico. Mexico is actually located between South and North America, which means it can be considered as a part of either. Mexican culture's focus on being group-oriented makes them prioritize strong bonds prior to closing deals. Relationships are considered very important, which makes them lean towards long-term commitments after negotiations and keep negotiation pacing slow. Mexican businessmen tend to take negotiations seriously and invest as much time, energy, and effort into them as possible. They play it safe with their information until they know they can establish a long-term relationship with the other party. Saving face and respecting others' honors and personal pride are important factors for businesses in Mexico. You should avoid openly criticizing someone in front of others, as well as conflicts, as politeness is crucial. They also tend to be very strict negotiators and are hard to bargain and haggle with. When having negotiations with them, please do. Be prepared to take several trips. Be positive and assertive. Be patient, calm, and control your emotions. Be respectful. Try to talk about their beautiful country and cities. Try to learn more Mexican Spanish. Find local help to solve problems and issues. Try to maintain eye contact and shake their hands during greetings. Please do not take their tactics personally. Lie and hide information, put pressure on negotiation processes, openly criticize them, engage in open conflict, be overly direct, talk while placing hands on hips, initiate handshakes with the opposite sex, avoid questions related to your own country, or rely on video calls and conferences. That's a wrap for this template. From understanding the values and communication styles to navigating negotiation do's and don'ts, we've provided you with valuable tips and strategies for successful negotiations in North America. If you would like to learn more about cultures and cultural impact on negotiations, please check out our Cultural Impact on Negotiations course, as well as our other courses. This has been Aleksandra Panic, and we hope to find you in another template or course.